Boxing Truth here. Kovalev Ward. The very sound of that is making Boxing Truth Shadowbox, as we're less than 3 weeks away from this year's most eagerly anticipated bout of 2016. A matchup in Kovalev Ward that boxing fans have asked for, one of the very few matchups fans have asked for and they're actually going to get. In my eyes, it's the most anticipated fight, the fight I'm looking forward to the most in the month of November, pretty much the rest of the year, really. Even more than Lomachenko-Walters, as I view Kovalev Ward as more of a real fight than Lomachenko-Walters. I just see Ward's style much more difficult to deal with than a Nicholas Walters for Lomachenko. I just feel Lomachenko's going to trash Nicholas Walters. But Kovalev has a more difficult style to deal with. And in the past, I've made some prediction videos who I feel is going to win, and I've stated my opinion very strongly about it. Who's going to win, and everybody knows who watches my channel regularly who I feel is going to win. Pissed off some Andre Ward fans greatly. And if I get the prediction wrong, I know a lot of people who especially who hate my channel are going to come at me strong. They're going to say all types of shit. I don't know shit about boxing. Pretty much the most they're going to say. But now that the fight's getting closer, less than 3 weeks away, there's been a lot of promotion for this fight in the past week. HBO, once again, have proven that they know how to promote a fight, create anticipation. They did a very good job on that documentary program. My Fight was very well done. Got to know more about both guys, and I also came away with newfound respect for both guys. I have to give Andre Ward some credit. He could have did the Floyd Mayweather move. He could have just ducked the fight. I mean, Mayweather advised him to duck Sergey Kovalev, and Ward could have just made any excuse in the book. He could have said, "Oh, Kovalev's too difficult to deal with. Well, I can't do business with his promoter. He's being too difficult in negotiations." Ward could have avoided this fight if he really wanted to. Yes, I know HBO put a lot of pressure on him to take this fight, but he wasn't forced to take this fight. It was pretty much an ultimatum. If he wanted the type of paydays he was expecting to get, it had to include a Kovalev fight. Besides, who else was he going to fight? Where else was he going to get? He was going to get the type of money that he would get in fighting a Kovalev on pay-per-view in America. He's not going to fight Al Haymon fighters, so it was the only option for him. But he could have avoided the fight if he wanted to. He could have just said no to HBO, fuck you, and took his talents elsewhere. But he didn't. He decided to take the fight that could validate his legacy if he was to win it. And as I was watching both guys' media workouts, seeing them on the heavy bag, on the shadow boxing, working the speed bag, I'm still not convinced Andre Ward can defeat Sergey Kovalev. I still believe Kovalev's going to win by knockout. But it's not going to be easy. Ward's style is not easy to deal with. He's a technician, defensive guy with sharp counterpunching ability. He's also versatile. He's not as good as he used to be because his legs aren't what they once were. And Kovalev is being underrated by some. He's not some one-dimensional puncher. This guy can box. This guy's got speed. He's a smart fighter. He sets his punches up. He knows how to land his big shots. He's very accurate with his power punches. And I've seen Kovalev knock out all types of styles. Doesn't seem like any one style gives him trouble. He could have some rough moments, but he always finds a way to overcome a different type of style. I've seen Kovalev knock out defensive fighters, boxers, boxer punchers, brawlers, movers. Kovalev has shown he could be versatile as well when it comes to dealing with different type of styles. And I believe he can still knock out a technician like Andre Ward, who is good defensively, has good speed, but the big difference in this fight, and you can see it when you watch Andre Ward work the heavy bag, he looks ready. He definitely looks ready, Andre Ward. But the big difference in this fight is the firepower. That's the huge difference. You can see the power and speed in Kovalev's punches. You see sharpness and speed in Ward's punches, but you don't see any power. He just doesn't look strong. Doesn't seem like he can get the respect of Kovalev. And if Andre Ward wants a great chance of winning this fight, he's got to take it to the inside. He's got to fight in close quarters. He's got to get inside Kovalev's power. He's capable of doing it. He's done it in the past fights, but nowhere near the level of opponents as a Sergey Kovalev, or the near type of punching power that Kovalev possesses, which is what makes this fight so intriguing. How can Andre Ward offset Kovalev's firepower? How can Kovalev deal with Andre Ward's versatility? We're going to find out November 19th, but I still say with some good confidence that Kovalev is going to end up victorious in this fight. Ward's going to have to keep this fight on the inside. He cannot fight Kovalev on the outside. I don't think anybody can compete with Kovalev on the outside from a distance. It's going to be a battle of range between these two fighters. Who can control the distance between the two? Who can get into the range that they prefer over the other? Kovalev is very good at keeping opponents at the end of his punches, which is the spot where you don't want to be when you're fighting a Sergey Kovalev. But it's so difficult getting away from his straight laser-like punches. And they're not just powerful, they're also fast. And he sets up his punches well. He's a skilled boxer, Sergey Kovalev. Boxer puncher. Showed it in the Bernard Hopkins fight. Ward's going to have to be his absolute best. He's improved since the Paul Smith fight in terms of the way he's been performing. I've seen it. His movement is better. It was a lot better in the Brand fight for sure. Ward looked like he was done in the Paul Smith fight. His movement was really bad. He looked bigger and slow. But in the Brand fight, some of the speed was coming back. His legs are not there, but he was fighting a guy that wasn't really willing to engage. But he looked better physically, and especially with his movements in the Alexander Brand fight. So I expect an even better version of Ward for Kovalev, as he's been active this year. He's been in the gym, training, a lot of training camps. Should be no excuses. He should be as sharp as he can be on November 19th. But I just don't see him beating the Kovalev. Not after so much inactivity. I don't see him defeating and offsetting the type of run Kovalev has had, the dominant run Kovalev has had ever since he's been featured on HBO. I mean, how many rounds has Kovalev lost ever since he was first featured on HBO? You can only count a handful out of all those fights. Kovalev doesn't just have to knock out Andre Ward to win. He could also win by decision. He could win by a clear, dominant decision. It depends on how much Ward wants it. Is he willing to dig deep enough, bite on that mouthpiece, and fight fire with fire? Get inside of that punching power of Kovalev. But how will he react to his power? Ward just doesn't seem like the type of fighter that can endure those type of punches. Just seems fragile. Very good technically, skilled, but not the guy that can take punishment. it's him that can't make many mistakes in this fight. He doesn't have the power to hurt Kovalev. He has to win on points. That's his only chance. And he has to fight him on the inside. He cannot box with Kovalev from a distance. You're going to get hit with that jab, and that jab could also do damage as well. Kovalev's got one of the best jabs in boxing. Very much looking forward to the fight. It might not be a great action fight. Ward could end up stinking it out, or as soon as he feels his power, be in the defensive mode. I just hope for a good fight. But Sergey Kovalev will be victorious and remain the light heavyweight king. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.